Hey, Bear. Can you hear me?
On the loud. Yeah, I can. It said something like Instagram would like to find and connect to your devices or something like that. I don't know what that's about. Yeah. Like,
I don't know nothing about that right there. Yeah, I never seen that, spam.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
You looking just, I shouldn't say you looking just like her because she looked just like you. Harlow's twin. This is how Harlow is going to come in now. This is how Harlow's going to come on in.
For real. She right over here watching her Coco Melon eating her dinner.
Oh, Lord, you look just like her. Well, hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
I was trying to get this.
It has been an interesting week. I got my wine. I know I'm ready today. I don't know if you're drinking. I'm drinking today.
Yeah. I'm sipping tea in my TikTok cup.
I have
They sent me a box of swag.
I'm having some. I opened it already. I started it and I stopped it. The last 2 weeks I wasn't drinking, just with the weather and stuff. But I've got peach tea wine cocktail. It's black tea with peach. So that's what I'll be sipping on today.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pour up. I'm so ready. It's been such a crazy week. I'm excited. I'm glad that we made it here to the live.
Yes.
So I'm gonna pour up. I know you got
without struggle.
What's anybody drinking on?
Well, I've got this tea. This is a blend I made. It's peppermint, mullein leaf, holy basil, and Gatu cola. So a lot of respiratory and immune healing, but also mental healing and brain health and relaxation.
Hey.
So,
am I showing up on your side when I requested to join? Is Real Fit?
No. J. Lou.
That's
music.
what I'm showing up as? Okay. I figured it was weird to me. I think I'm going to come off and come back on because I need to, and then you just invite me back in. All right.
Okay. Hope everyone's having a great evening.
There we go. Yeah.
There it is.
I saw people coming up, and I was like, who are these people? I know it's weird.
Yeah, I was like, is this accident? But I was like, let me go and accept it because just in case, we welcome the views.
I know I saw some of those names, and I was like, those are people I know that do music, like have talked with J-Lo music.
Yeah, I'm like, they're probably like, who are these chicks?
So that's why I was like, what are you seeing me as? We gonna get it together. If this ain't Harlow grown up right here in front of me, I don't know who is. This is Harlow.
Spitting. She looks like her dad,
right now,
but
this is all
for a quick second.
This is all Harlow. The glasses, everything. When I came on and you were like, I was like, the movie Big with Tom Hanks.
Oh yeah.
Did Harlow switch with him? Is that what just happened? Well, I'm so.
Like when you literally spit out your twin for life.
There it is there. What's wrong? Everything good? We're looking at some tech things here. What's going on? Okay, everything good? I'm what? Oh, okay. She said I was showing up a certain way. So I poured my peach tea.
And I steep my healing
Oh, so we
tea.
got the teas on deck today. Mine just have a little wine. Yeah. So
look at us. Yours is, I don't know what percent. This is probably 15% on the healing side.
That peach one is 8.5%. So nothing major. Elle is off the wagon and she's on the wagon right now.
And I blend these teas myself. I have a whole cabinet full of herbs, and I just make different herbs. So I have herbs for lung, for sleep, for mental wellness and meditation. Like, I really be blending these things up. Like, I've been into the herb thing for the past few years, you know. And so I really be blending this stuff. If something's wrong with me, I be in there like a whole witch. Oh, Bear. Oh, you froze and then you laughed. I be whipping it up like a whole witch, okay?
No, this is you. This is you, look. Right.
Mm-hmm. That's how I be too. Shoot, be all up in the book.
Well, I'm glad you have access to that stuff. You can't even find. I know this is going left, but shoot, I told you I've been looking for a while for some grapes with seeds in them.
Oh yeah, it's hard. Like, it's literally like you can barely even find them at Whole Foods.
They got cotton candy grapes. They got everything. Can I just find a grape with a seed in it? Please, please, please.
Them cotton candy grapes be hitting on. I ain't even gonna lie.
You and my son like them. This cotton candy grape, cotton candy.
I ain't even gonna lie. If Whole Foods got them, I'd be grabbing one. I ain't gonna lie.
I just want some grapes with seeds in them. Well, today we can. My apologies. Last week I didn't check the questions. We have New Year's and all that. So this time I checked and saw that last week we had a question from at Meredith Grad. So we can start off with that question and dip in the bowl because it wasn't even like super deep. It was so she submitted a question at Meredith Grad. Always thank you for participating and sending us stuff. We love it. It says, if you could have coffee with one person, dead or alive, who would it be? You first.
Me first. Hold on, let me see, because there's quite a people. I can't think off the top, but let's see, who would I? Okay. Well, if I were to have coffee, it'll probably be a few people. Missy Elliott, Nicole Richie, Chrissy Teigen. I said I would probably have to have a table full of people having coffee. So Missy Elliott, Nicole Richie, Chrissy Teigen, Tracy Ellis Ross. Okay, those are the ones I'm going to stop at, but those are I can't just have coffee. We're going to be having cortados, espressos, oatados, and everything. I'm sorry, I can't just pick one.
Why?
Because I love them people. Not like love, you know what I'm saying, but I follow them and stuff, and I've got Chrissy Teigen's cookbooks because I love cooking, and she's so outspoken. Everyone knows Missy Elliott's my favorite rapper and artist. I just absolutely love Tracy Ellis Ross since Girlfriends, and I was such a Joan. And Nicole Richie, I just love her style, so bohemian, and she's funny as hell. Like, she's funny as hell. So yeah, I think it'll be just a whole vibe. Us at the coffee table, just. And maybe Kris Jenner to see if she can make me a billionaire.
If you pick a few, I would say Queen Latifah, Devon Franklin, and Jay-Z.
I love how you so deep with it, and why.
Well, Queen Latifah, to me, I'm real big on energy. I've always loved her energy, that she's able to push through. I'm not even a big fan of her music like that. Just her energy, how she carries herself.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen her style, just her presence. I love that about her. It's like that. If I was like going on the carpet, she always looks so elegant, and then she's got the sauce, she's sexy, and she's just pretty. She's a really pretty woman to me. I love the way she's aging, all that. And I just feel like to be able to navigate the industry, or just to be, she's not a small woman, she's a bigger woman in weight and stature. She's tall too. It's just like, you gotta know some things to be able to move and give off that kind of energy. So I would love to sit with her and, just ask questions, and I believe she stayed true to who she is. There is I feel authenticity when I see her. I don't feel like it's a facade, or she's putting on this front or air, and behind closed doors she's this other person. I really feel like that's her. So just to be in that, and as I'm getting older, it's just like, it's just grace and strength and beauty and fashion. Like, she's got all that there, and I like that about her. And she's done Broadway, business. She had a clothing line. She's done movies. She's done a talk show. There's a range of talent there, and I would just. And her hair is always flawless. I love it. All that. That would be my go girl. Devon Franklin, because I met in person with you, and his energy is ridiculous. Like, he hugged me. Like, our picture was like, that was my brother. Like, we grew up together. And I've read his book, Produced by Faith, and just watching his life, and even the recent things, going through a divorce and stuff, he just always seems so authentic, and again, that's someone I would love for them to allow me to explore the corridors of their mind, to, share some things with me, because that's a Black man in Hollywood, and, had a deal with Sony and stuff, so I'm a business person, so it's like, and he is spiritual. That is a spiritual part. He openly says it. That is me. He reflects pieces of me. So Queen Latifah reflects pieces of me, and she's someplace where I'm like, I want, it stretches me. Him as well. And then Jay-Z, I just feel like a ruthless businessman. Like, there's probably some shady shit there. There's probably some stuff I don't want to know, but there are things that if allowed, I would ask some questions, because I just feel like you still got to do some things to get there, and I'm not talking about things that will compromise me spiritually, whatever, but just to sit with him. And it's like, as you grew as a man, and as you navigated this industry, what are some of the things you would suggest? You did some things younger, but you have children now. What are things that you might have done then that you wouldn't do now? And what are some things that you would tell someone else to definitely equip themselves with if you're going to do any type of business? If you're having that type of money. Out of those three, he's got, I believe, more money than it's different. People want more money, but to be able to have certain people as accountants over that money, how does that work? Did your circle decrease significantly? Was it more frustrating? Did you feel more stressed with it? There are more questions. I couldn't come up with all of them now, but those three definitely, I feel like embody pieces of me, because I feel like Jay-Z does get the raw end of the deal sometimes. I don't know the nature of the man fully. Like I said, it could be some shady stuff there, but I do like that he sometimes is a true businessman. Whether understood or misunderstood, he has the courage, like we talked about last week, to be this light and just walk in it. You know, he's still who he is. You know, and I don't feel like everybody's able to do that. So those are things that I definitely would you know, put out there. And if he could give me some advice about it, and it's like, you know, just navigating or doing business and things. But those would be, I know at Meredith Grad you said one person we had to be.
We don't follow directions.
So
they all equate to one common goal.
You know, those would be my three: 2 guys and that girl and that woman. And it's a lot of masculine energy there too. But I mean, that's you know, those would be people that I want to sit with. That's a good question.
I have a lot of fun energy going
everybody
on.
Said it's so cute.
It's like we're just living life. We're just living life.
Good question though. Throwing that question back to you, if somebody wants to answer that, you know, who would they want to have coffee with, and what's something you feel like that you can learn from them, or what's a question you'd ask them? If somebody wants to throw that in there before we jump into our bowls. We need to say cheers. Cheers.
Oh,
we
cheers.
Got going. Well, I can't see anything moving on that side. But you'll be reading them as we go, as we get in. So if somebody throws that in later, if you're still thinking about it, we'll read that, you know, who and why. But
okay.
Elle, what are you kicking us off with today?
I'm going to jump into my bowl.
Are you eating anything?
Not right now. I mean, I might grab some fruit from here or make a little taco from earlier, but I'm not munching on anything, or I might eat some cereal. I don't know. It's by Cascadian Farms. It's like it's supposed to be like a healthier version of Cinnamon Toast Crunch or one of those cereals. So I don't know. I might grab a bowl or something, but right now I'm just at this.
I always say I always ask if you
drink.
So I don't feel bad. You know, I'm over here.
Oh no, don't feel bad, because you know I be munching. I just don't have any. I went to Target today. I just don't have any little small things because I've been munching on my pita chips last week. But I don't really have any like small things to munch on. But if I do,
I'm over here. I got some pineapples and some tahini. I'm tearing it up.
Yeah, I got some pineapple right over there on the thing, but I can't. I have, you know, it irritates my mouth, so I have to be cautious when eating it sometimes. But I do like some pineapple, especially on my smoothies.
I love it.
So I saw a video this a few weeks back on social media, and I think the guy was recording his girl. She was driving, and he proposed to her while she was driving. And so there was no extravagant, no nothing. He just whipped it out while she was driving, and she was upset about it because it was like, I want you to marry me 5 years ago. And, you know, he's like, well, shoot, you should just be happy, you know, with this. And she was like, you didn't even do anything nice, make it all nice, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I guess my question is marriage a non-negotiable?
Is marriage a what?
Because
what you mean?
A non-negotiable. Like, because she wanted him to propose 5 years ago, but you stayed with him 10 years, and then he proposed, and you declined the proposal because you were like, well, shit, that was 5 years ago. I want you to marry me. I didn't have your kids with you and everything. And he's pretty much like better late than never. So in her situation, is marriage like for women, is it a non-negotiable? Is it like I have to be married? Or is it something that it's like, well, this is the love of my life, I'll be with them without the
almost
marriage.
it's like a marriage timetable, a deal breaker. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you gave the question. What are your thoughts on that, though? How do you feel about it?
I mean, if it's something that you want, that you want it, then I feel like you should have set a timetable for him and for your relationship. I don't know if she did that or not, but just speaking in general, if you didn't set a timetable and he didn't propose when you told him you want to be married, and then 10 years later he proposes and you don't want it, it's almost like, well, why did you stay with him? If he didn't propose in 5 years, I'm just feeling like you should have just left and found somebody else. So for me, I guess it's up in the air. I just feel like if that's something that's really important to you, then there should be a timetable on it for your relationship. If it's not of the highest priority and you're okay with somewhat of leniency or not being married, then it shouldn't be an issue. In her case, I don't know the whole situation, but she said, we've been together 10 years. I want you to marry me 5 years ago. You still stayed, and it seemed like a marriage was a high priority to you.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I know people change their mind in relationships, but when minds are changed, are you having the conversation? Are you effectively communicating that with your partner?
Right.
You know? So, like Journey of Legend said, depends on the people, because some people, marriage is a high priority. To some people, it's not. Some people feel like they can get different. Marriage comes with benefits. Not being married might not come with as many benefits as being married, but there's loopholes around certain things, you know. So yeah, it depends on the person, but that's my thought on it.
I do agree. It depends on the person, but I think that the conversation should be had before you get into a relationship. And the part that gets tricky,
Yeah.
like, you know, people change their minds, but those things are big things to me. Those are right up there on the table with having kids. I'm not saying people can't change their minds. I think that a person should be honest and say, I'm open. You know, and at that point, down the line, if the time frame changes, or it's like I definitely want it to happen sooner rather than later, there is a possibility that there can be some friction or a lack of somebody being on board. You know, I just think people aren't very honest, and they think that they can change people along the way, or they'll stay along hoping that someone becomes what they want them to be, and you're angry, but you really can't be mad at anybody but yourself. It's interesting that you have that topic, because I just saw a picture, and I was talking to my husband about it. There was a guy down on one knee, proposed. It was actually Matt Barnes was proposing to his girlfriend, mother of his child, been in a relationship, but there was like a picture, and she had her hand out, and he was on one knee, and it was like they had the matching outfits on for Christmas, and it was like, oh, you know, she said yes, or I guess that's what it's supposed to be. And I'm not one to rain on anybody's parade, but the question that came in my mind is, when I have kids with you already, when we've been to the circus, we've seen the clowns, we got 10 years under our belt. I don't need something extravagant at this point. You know, you're doing everything that a marriage entails. Like we're playing house, we have children, we got the bills, I'm giving you everything that a wife would give you. You know, so for you to finally ask me, I think a person would be more disappointed with me, like, yeah, of course, I already been doing it. That might be where it's like, damn, I'm proposing to you. Okay. I might be more like that, but he can't be mad at how my response, and I can't be mad at his lack of the grandiose gesture of proposing to me because we've done all the other stuff. You know what I mean? So I just feel like you got to kind of know who you're with. You got to know who you're with and have an understanding when things are changing, if they're open to changing. It was said to me a lot when I'm young, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? That's what was being said to my sisters and I. You know, a guy's not going to do any more, you know, than what you push him to do. I don't feel like I have to push someone to marry me. I'm with you. Initially, in the beginning, if that's a priority for me, I someday see myself married. I someday see myself having children. I need to be honest and put that on the table, and the person with me should openly, you know, be just as honest and open and say, I don't want kids, or I don't see myself. And I think it's really messed up if somebody says, you know, well, maybe that could work. Maybe I need to think of a maybe's not strong enough commitment for me. The fact that you say maybe I need to be with somebody that's fully on board with having children and being married by the age of 30 or whatever, you know. And then we can go to war about, you told me this and now you're doing something else. You know, you told me that you wanted to be married, you know, by this time. You saw yourself being married. And I still feel like that's not putting pressure. I just think that we have a common goal. If I'm dating someone, and initially we have these conversations as we're getting to know each other, like, you know, I want to be married, you know, by 30 and have my kids before I'm 35, you know. They know this about me. I think I shouldn't say that they have to, but I really think out of respect for my time and theirs as well, they should say, I don't see myself ever getting married. You know, I don't want to have kids. I see myself, you know, being with a partner for life and we travel together, whatever their thoughts are, you know. But I feel like when you just keep staying there and hoping and thinking they're going to get on board with something you said, and they are showing you with their actions they were never on board. And I don't know if you never asked them, because I think that's what's happening. People aren't asking. They're just getting with each other because it's like, hey, I like you, you like me, we're attracted to each other, we're having sex, we're together, you know, it works. We go together and we compliment each other, and people put hashtag power couple. I'm so over that. I want to know what's the power in it. I see that so much like power couple, and it's like, how? What are these? Is it like a power? Is it power couple just to be a couple, like just couple goals? You know what I mean? It's like, okay. And so, I don't find anything wrong with that conversation that was being had, because if it was new to him, you know, she felt the way she felt, and I'm with you. You've been there for 10 years. You couldn't have been expecting this man to like do something grandiose. And even if he did, cool, you know. We already been playing house and stuff. So I don't think a marriage timetable should be a deal breaker unless you let someone know in the beginning you're willing to invest time. If you're like, I'm willing to date you and we can see how this goes for 3 months, 6 months, or whatever, and you're saying, and you guys, your goals are aligned with, you're dating for marriage at some point, and they are too. But in that time that you're dating, you learn some other things, then you guys can break away. But I would not come into a relationship with someone saying, look, I need to be married by the time I'm 35, and if that's not what you're trying to do, deal breaker. I don't want to do that. I do want to know if the person sees themselves, you know, being married, and if so, you know, do they plan on doing that later in life, or, you know, what's your time frame for that? Yeah. But I'm not about to tell him what his timetable is supposed to be. You got to, by the time I'm 35 and you on the clock, you know, that's messed up. Like, I just feel like that's a lot of pressure. And when someone loves you, I don't feel like, I'm not going to pressure nobody into being with me, loving me, marrying me. I just feel like they'll do it because their time is valuable, and they understand what you desire, the things that you want when you guys first entered into that relationship, you know? I saw some questions going up. But yeah,
Meredith Grass said, first of all, why would you propose while driving? And then that should have been a conversation that should have been 5 years ago. And Journey of a Legend said, it's an interesting situation.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I'm with Meredith Grass. Yeah, what happened 5 years ago? How did they the other 5 years and the kids?
I know. Yeah, because how old are the kids then? Because now I want to dig and I want to do a whole assessment. Like I need an intake form.
You know, it's like, what's going on here? You know, how is it that I put 5 more years into this and I was unhappy 5 years ago? I wasn't feeling this 5 years ago. So, you know.
Yep. So what bowl
Mild.
you pulling from tonight?
Mild. That's it. We can stay with the mild. Spicy I might go spicy next, but we gonna
bring the spicy back. You okay?
Well, this might end up. This might be spicy. Bondage to family titles. You have the title, but aren't that? And I put that in there because that's funny. That's so relevant in my life right now. There are people that hold titles in our lives, and we'll stay in bondage to them because of that title. You know, and
It's funny. I got that in my bowl too. Family versus relative.
You know, and especially with this being the new year, I know you always talking about shredding and all that stuff, but there are people that are family in title alone. You do not exemplify anything as a sister, a mother, a brother, an uncle. Stop it. And I feel like people throw those titles out like they hold weight sometimes. And my thing is, we don't have to be in bondage to that. You can break the cycle whatever you choose to and be okay with it. You will not use that against me that you are my mother, you are my sister, you are my uncle, you my grandmother, whoever, my great aunt, and whenever you see fit to throw that title around. But you don't do anything that exemplifies that. You're not doing anything motherly. You're not doing anything that will exemplify that you're a sister but entitled alone. You've never been a sister to me. You've done more hurt than help. You know, the relationship is crazy. I would feel like you should be titled strangers, all the bullshit you've done to me. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like sometimes it's pushed heavily, I think, in our culture. I mean, I'd say that, like, I've heard it so much that, well, you know, that's your grandmother. Well, you know, that's your mother. You don't want to shorten your days. You better respect them. You know, now you know that's your dad. It's just like, why is that so heavily downplayed through title when somebody clearly is over there hurting or having an issue and they have to dumb it down or downplay it or just be accepting of it because of somebody's title? I can continue to be verbally, emotionally abused because that's my mother, because that's my dad, you know, especially with parents. You know what I mean? I have to take this and smile because that's who gave birth to me. Without them, I wouldn't be here. And that's not the case, you know? Half the shit you end up doing, that's why you're here. And for me, spiritually, I'm here because of God. You were a vessel to get me here. But I feel like some people will be told that so much, they feel like they owe their parents their lives because without them. It's like, you do understand people can give you the knowledge, but you still have to implement it. You still have to choose to do better. You still have to execute. It's because you kept your legs closed, you ain't out there with 10 kids. Your mother or father might have told you, scared you, whatever, and said, don't you do it, but you still have to do it. So when people say those things, you know, if it wasn't for, or, you know, your parents, or that's your sister, you don't turn your back on your sister, or you don't turn your back on your brother. But when do I? Because if a stranger did this shit, it would have been done. You would have told me right away, don't you let them do you like that. But because this person holds the title, I'm supposed to take the beating or abuse a little bit longer. Just endure it. Figure out how to make it work because that's your sister. That's your cousin. Y'all grew up together. You know what I'm saying? That's your grandmother. You know how they are. And grandmothers, old people say some hurtful stuff sometimes too. I remember my mother would take us over to my grandmother's house, and my grandmother would make a difference between my sister and I, because one's lighter, one's darker, and she would make say this out loud, like, ooh, you know, her hair, or you know, her dad got that dark skin. You know what I'm saying? Why and she got that dark skin too. Ooh, it's like, why does she get to get away with saying that hurtful stuff too, and a child hears it, and you're accepting of it because that's your grandmother? That's some bullshit. You know, it's like, you don't say that. But it's like, suck it up. She did it to me. That's just Nana. I had to go through it too. You go through it. You're gonna be okay. And that's the worst thing. You don't keep yourself in bondage to someone that's tearing you down emotionally and making you feel bad, and you over there holding it in. I saw this thing on Instagram, and it said, is avoiding conflict really choosing to suffer within? And I read it like again and again, and I was like, oh, while you busy outside avoiding conflict, you were suffering within. You're creating stress. You're creating all other kind of stuff that could kill you because you want to keep the peace and not interrupt these bondage, you know, these titles of bondage, or want anybody else to feel like you're not going with the flow of what everybody else had to endure. That's some crazy shit. It's ridiculous. And I say, I'm not here for it. I don't care who you are in my family. If you do some shit to me or to somebody I love, I'm not going to make it make sense. The math ain't never going to math. We are done. You know, I will not, you know, I just feel like I wouldn't, and I would not want someone to continue to endure any unnecessary abuse, hurt, emotional trauma because of somebody having a damn title. It's crazy, you know?
I agree. It's crazy because I have that topic too about relative versus family. And trust and believe, I think I said this last week, there are many people who are family that are like, I won't talk to you for a while because the energy and the things that just they give off, it's like there's no value there. Like, live your life and just stay out of mine. You know what I'm saying? Just stay out of mine. Like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to hear the issues you got going on, especially when they're the same, or if I feel like someone is like, I'm on a teeter-totter with a family member right now, kindly wanting to exit, you know, and it's I'm not gonna, it's hard for some people. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry. That let go can be hard for people, but it's like once you do let go, you feel just much more at ease and peace. I mean, you can have a conversation with the person if you want and let them know, but half the time it ain't really going to matter, you know, because that goes back boundaries. You know what I'm saying? That goes back to like boundaries. So it's a tricky situation, but you can have family who are not related to you. You have friends that pour into you, that add value to your life, where your relatives you were born into don't even do that. So it's always good for me to just like recognize who's pouring into me, who's adding value, who am I pouring into, who am I adding value to. It could be some of my family members, my relatives, and then it could be some friends who I made family, you know, or who, you know, I feel like could have a family connection. And it was so funny you mentioned about the whole light skin, dark skin thing, because one of Q's aunts or great aunts, she an older lady, but I don't care. I don't care how old you are and what health issues you got. She was like, why is the baby so light skinned? And it's like, well, first of all, her granddaddy is a white man, you know? But it's just that mentality, you know what I'm saying? And it's almost like you're supposed to not get offended. It's like, oh, you know, she's just old and da da da. But it's like, are you that old? You're not that old to say something like that, you know? And just take it. It happened to this person, it happened to that person. But when are we going to break the cycle of this thing? Or when are we going to stop making, when is colorism going to be, not be such a priority in the Black community? You know what I'm saying? Like, the first thing, oh, that baby light skin. Oh, look at that baby's ears. They gonna be dark skinned. Like, oh, hey, chocolate baby, and stuff like that. It's like, when are we gonna stop? I don't like, because one of my aunts, oh, hey, Harlow, hey, chocolate baby. And it's like, for me, don't address her and describe her in a color. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want that to be stuck in her head. Because I don't want her to get ideas of colorism, of the dark skin versus light skin, and one's better than the other. Like, just say, hey, Harlow, hey, pretty girl, whatever. Shit. Mm-hmm. Don't even say pretty, just say, hey, you know? Just a normal thing, but we're so stuck mentally when it comes to that stuff, you know? And the cycle never breaks, and it just continues for generations and generations and generations, you know? And I know I done got off topic.
No.
You mentioned that, it just got me.
It was right on topic, and I feel like it needs to be a change from within. You know, when you see it, start to work on it. And that's why I have a problem, like you said, people being so accepting of, you know, oh, that's just how they are. Oh, you know, that's what happened with them or when they were growing up. Because I would be checked real quick. Just imagine, y'all know I'm not trying to be funny, but when they say, hey, chocolate girl, hey, ugly old lady, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
hey,
like,
lady with no
like, no, that's how I see her. It's okay, she's not attractive. Or hey, you know, with your big head, you with your big old self, it would immediately be like, L, you don't say that. Well, how do you know to hold me accountable, but not her? Because of her. So because of age, you get to keep doing wrong to me? That's freaking nuts. And I'm with you, Journey of a Legend. It's completely unnecessary. Like, you don't get to hide under age. You don't get to hide under title because we're family. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. And if you knew somebody said that to you and you would immediately know it was wrong or unacceptable or disrespectful or hurtful, then don't you do it too. I don't care if you're 70 or 10. Little kids, if my child is small and they say something, they start correcting them now. Don't say that. Don't say that's not nice. So why can they get away with it? Because they're old?
Yep.
Because I see old people,
right.
they be disrespectful. They be out of pocket. Like, the energy, the attitude, the stuff they say. And then after they do all that, they're entitled. Like, you better do it because I'm old. It's like, I'm going to be around your ass right now. So,
bitch, I don't know you.
It's baffling.
You ain't my family.
They try to throw the pity card in. Because if you like, you want to buck up or get, you know, say something back, they, you know, I'm old. It's like you talking all that shit and you doing all that, being disrespectful, and you could barely walk. You could barely take care of yourself.
You ain't too old to recognize the baby is too light skinned. Clearly, your eyes are correct.
You know, just don't be in bondage to any of that. You know, we started with the family titles, but also don't be in bondage to none of that shit the moment you understand that this is not good. I don't care if you're the only person around that recognizes it, then be the outlier. Have the courage to be disliked and be like, this is not what we about to rock with. Not my kids, not my squad. Yeah. You know, people will be pulling their in-laws into that. You got somebody you married to, you bring them to your family. Your family's on bullshit. The person you with them married into it, you telling them, that's just how it is. Now you trying to get them to rock with some bullshit. That ain't even their family. Then your kids, they seeing that bullshit, and you telling your kids, that's this Nana. You see how you just pass that along to two other undeserving people? It's madness. We're not doing that.
Right.
If that means I don't get invited to the
Right.
barbecue, I don't get invited to Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner, like you said, we're going to start our own tradition. I just won't go. I don't want to go.
I don't want to come. I don't want to be at your overly salted Thanksgiving.
You could have the best sweet potato pie in the world, mac and cheese. Oh my God. It is not worth the insult. It is not worth the long-term damage because that shit you take with you down the line. You'll find yourself being accepted or passing that stuff on to people you know you love. And I think that with kids, it's really weird because you're letting your child will know that, like, I don't like how that felt when they said that to me. And you're trying to tell a child to suck it up. You're teaching them to be accepting of something that's emotionally damaging. They don't like it. They don't like the way it feels. It was hurtful. Why do they get to do that to me? That's because they're a banana. That's why. That's why they can tell you. My grandmother used to call my sister a crinkle top because her hair wasn't curly. You know, she didn't have a lot of hair. So it's like, ooh, you know, so you talking about her skin, her hair, and stuff, and it's like, and you just don't let her rock out like that. So when you have this child grow up with an inferiority complex because of the texture of their hair, because of the color of their skin, you did that. You allowed that to get passed down because somebody did it to you. You allowed it to be done to your child. You got the game on that stuff. Don't let nobody do that to your spouse, anybody you say you love, your children, friends. As soon as you recognize it, break it. Break the bondage. Be done with it. Like you said, stop that stuff from being passed from generation to generation. It's unfair, it's unacceptable, and it's sickening because it's hurtful down the line. You don't know how people, can you imagine your kid looking back at you saying, remember you used to let Nana say that about me? I hated that. I hated when she say that to me. And you're like, well, why you didn't tell me? I did. I told you I didn't like it, and you told me that's just how she was. Now they adults, hurt adults, walking around harboring this resentment to you because they feel like you let it happen to them, and then they're hurt. They've been wounded because they were told these things that didn't feel good. So that shit, it's wild. That nonsense needs to stop. That and the 2023 thing, that's an immediate thing. When you know better, you need to move forward and do better. Implement that shit right away. We're done with all that bondage. We're done with you getting away with stuff, old lady, old man, mom, dad, sis. Right. It ain't happening. Cousin, whoever. I don't care what title you hold. You're not going to make me feel no type of way or nobody I love feel no type of way. You can get the work. You can get the shedding. Bye. Bye. We're done. We're done. Because I don't want to catch no case with you because you going to take me there. You're going to take me there. So that's my thoughts on that right there. That's crazy.
Attorney of Legend said, can't control what you're born into, unfortunately. And Arkansas Barbie said, never go to people's homes that are unseasoned and rude.
And Arkansas Barbie ready to pop.
She popped 2 days ago. Congratulations, Arkansas Barbie.
And you came to sit with us and you got a newborn? Okay.
She just discharged from the hospital today. And she here with us.
The dedication. The
dedication.
What just happened? This whole human just came out of me. Well, I only know, congratulations,
here you are.
she always says, my lemon drop is here. What is the baby's official name? Because she said, Arkansas Barbie, what is the baby's name? Because I always hear lemon drop. Lemon drop.
You want to write the baby's name?
And congratulations. You just gave up your life for somebody else's. Cheers. Welcome to the Mom Club. Welcome to the Mom Club.
Where we sit with bottles of wine on Sundays.
The Mom Club is something else. Does she put what the baby's name is?
She didn't write. It's
Mackenzie,
Mackenzie Grace.
well, welcome, Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Grace.
Welcome, Mackenzie Grace Ford. Yay! A new little person.
Little girl.
Elle was like, Elle, you the next mama here that has a little one. I got grown ups. You be like, Arkansas Barbie, get ready.
I feel like I got a grown up.
You tell Arkansas Barbie, get ready. Mackenzie's about to just lighten up your life. and there's so many ways you need to go.
Yeah.
No, well, welcome.
Because Harlow's an interesting character.
And you'll learn that sometimes they pull from the other family. They pull other traits.
Yeah. Well, we're going to hope that don't happen.
What they say on The Lion King? Simba.
With respect.
Simba, good luck. What are you going to?
I'm gonna stick. Well, this I'm gonna get in my. I'm gonna stick in my Maya bowl. Okay. So I don't know if this is a trend or not. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I'm just going to assume they're going to start a trend. So you remember a couple months ago when that Shanquilla Robinson girl, the whole issue in Cabo. So some other video surfaced, not of that, but this girl, they were on a girls trip and in an Airbnb, and the girls got mad because one girl invited her boyfriend the last day of the trip, and the one girl just flipped out. She was like throwing stuff, just angry, arguing. So the girl is recording everything live because she like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to just text my man to come get me. She went to the bathroom, stayed on live, and was texting. Homegirls just banging on the door like crazy. And then I guess she got to the door, and I'm assuming the girl got attacked because the phone fell and cut off. And that's just the gist of the story. The question I have is, there's multiple questions I have. The first question is, if you're on a girls' trip, are men coming? Are men just not allowed? And we'll start there, and maybe I'll ask the other question, because it's just a lot to unpack, because then I want to be like, bitch, you
that was
know
who
your friends are.
Not even,
she got mad just because he showed up the last day I was there, and homegirl who was on live is the one I guess that paid for the Airbnb and everything.
You can just clarify this for me. So the girl that was taping everything and recording it in the bathroom, was she the one that invited her dude on the last day? Okay, so yes. He came and left.
Yeah.
He
came and left. He wasn't even there when all this was going on.
A little bit and then left. And after he left, the girl got buck with her. And she went and hid in the bathroom with her phone and was recording it. And then the girl got in there, and that's when she was attacked. Okay.
Yeah.
First thing I want to say.
Because she was recording for her safety. Because we already.
Here's the deal. This is the first thing. I don't even know if they built different. I get pulling out your phone to record, but I'm prepared to take down whoever got to get to take. I'm not pulling my phone out to record anything, and you start acting like you want to smoke. I'm that person.
Especially if she throwing dishes.
She would have touched everything around that Airbnb. You got two options. You either fight or flight. If you're not really a fighter, I'm just saying this is a PSA within the context of this question. You need to exit stage left. You don't go hide in the bathroom with your phone. You don't start trying to move around and record something for what I don't know. You need to leave. Now, if someone keeps you from leaving, that's when you need to defend yourself. But it's either fight or flight. If someone around you starts throwing things, throwing their hands, acting as if they're going to attack or assault you or, you know, do bodily harm to you, you need to make a decision, not record. You need to fight. You be prepared to defend yourself, or you prepared to fly, like go, flee. You're leaving. You need to make your way out of there. You need to get to the authorities or do whatever you're going to do. This may sound super silly, but I keep seeing people are pulling their phones out and recording, and then they getting beat up or, you know, murdered in some cases. This is freaking nuts. I don't condone just starting something, but if I feel like it's gonna get going, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna control the situation. So if you, what you said, it's not even know who your friends are, who I'm traveling with. I'm not going nowhere with nobody that's acting like this. Are these people taking drugs when they get there or something? You got murders happening. You got people fighting because they mad because your man came. It's like, keep your damn composure. Girl trip or not. If somebody if somebody has their man stop by and we on a girls trip, I might pull her coattails later if it interrupted my fun. First of all, what was it so bad? Did he come and stay the night and the girls couldn't walk around scantily clad or, you know, with their bras and stuff on? Did it change the tone of it? If it's something like that, I would have just simply said to her, like, yo, this how we always been rolling. You know, we're going to walk around. I don't want to come out here with my booty shorts on or, you know, with a shirt with no bra and your boyfriend is here. That would be disrespectful. But would it be in a girl's trip? You know, I feel a little more comfortable doing that. But all that stuff should have been discussed. That's what we're talking about. People aren't communicating or using their words in any way because they acting out. They're acting like, you know, I want to smoke. Why are you fighting about the man coming? Simply make your statement and be done with it. Why are you trying to attack this girl? But you know what? I feel like there's some sort of underlying bully type stuff going on, and people are feeling some type of way already. Like you made mention that you think the girl that got attacked in the bathroom had paid for the Airbnb and everything. It's some underlying like jealousy, some other stuff, and it's like, how are you guys not catching that? How are you not catching that? And I said when you walked away, you got two options, fight or flight. I'm not going anywhere with anybody that if I feel like at any point in time I have to defend myself, I wouldn't do it. I'd rather go by myself. You know, I'm not going out the country with somebody. I'm not going to go, you know, to another town or city with somebody. And I feel like if something goes wrong, I might have to fight this person. You know, I really don't know if this person would have my best interest at heart.
If you feel like you got to fight them, they
feel like they don't have your best interest at heart. And you have to know what best interest looks like. And I'm just want to go segue a little bit. There are some people that aren't fighters. So best interest might be like they called the police. They picked up a bottle and hit the person over the head to knock them out. They pulled your coattails to, I don't think this person likes you. I don't think they should be coming. Maybe we should have,
they got some mace.
Separate rooms. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to exemplify, you know, looking out for me the same way I would exemplify looking out for you, because we're still different people. And like I said, everybody's not a fighter. Everyone may not be someone that can use their words the same way, but equally across the board, you know what you can do when you putting your best foot forward for your friend. Now, I'm sure it wasn't just her. You said girls trip, so I'm sure there were multiple people on this trip, right?
But the one girl was the only one getting bucked. One of the girls tried to stop her, so it was only one girl who was clearly mad. I think there was more than three, but in the camera frame, it was the aggressor, the one on her phone, and the one sitting there at first just telling the other girl, chill out, after she started getting up.
And then you breaking dishes and stuff?
In the Airbnb. Where's your home training?
My thoughts on that, know who you're around. If you got a second guess that you might want to switch up who you around, and stop picking up these phones. Fight or flight. You got two options.
And start getting let everyone get their own Airbnb. I don't care if it's cheaper to get Airbnb. Let everybody get their own shit. Get your own flight. I'll see you when you get there. Get your own Airbnb, and we can meet in the lobby. We can meet at the whatever.
They create.
That's what we do. Okay.
They create
just everybody get their own shit
for people that might want to do that kind of stuff. I mean, when you grown,
get your own shit. Get your own shit. No bones allowed. Get your own shit. You guys will
be telling Harlow and Mackenzie, you don't travel in packs. You don't do this. Like, it's a whole new era coming up. You don't get rooms together. You know.
I'm gonna teach her like the movie Taken. Just because you can travel alone, I'm gonna give you all the skill you need to make sure you safe. Safe from the people in the other country or wherever you're traveling to, and safe from the people so-called friends. But I'm gonna teach this one how to sniff them out early.
When the danger comes from within, that's just ridiculous. Like, you're not even expecting it to come. How many of you guys in the live have? I saw Milan in there earlier. Milan, if you're still in there, I know you be going places and stuff. Is that a thing? Like, when you travel with girls, do you guys get the rooms together and, like, you know, you guys? Is it a problem? Is a girls trip girls only? They can't meet up with their dude? I saw Milan there. I just was asking because it's like, you know, I know you moving around and stuff. I see Journey of a Legend says stop being in the same room. Laugh out loud. I feel like even if they're not in the same room, it's just some animosity, some underlying issues there. Like, why are you tripping? Because I think they'll come to your room with the smoke.
Yeah, I don't even like to travel with people already. Like, I'm very particular with the type of people I travel. I need to be able to eat at a restaurant with you without you having attitudes toward the staff. I don't want you to be complaining about money and just different things. You knew you was going on a trip. Like, I'm very picky about the people that I travel with.
I know the girl that unfortunately lost her life in Mexico. But, and, you know, people show their colors at different times. But it's like, how long were we in relationship as friends, and I didn't see remnants of this type of behavior that I go out of?
Or did you see it and you ignored it?
They don't like me. I believe you. I believe you. I'm not about to laugh that off or downplay it. Like, you hating on me.
Show 1 ounce of hate, 1 ounce of envy, 1 ounce of anything that's gonna rub me the wrong way and make me question you.
Based on the stuff that's coming up now, I would say to anybody, you better believe them. People ended up dead over like crazy stuff.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know how that could have been a conversation. Why would you start breaking dishes and stuff because the dude came and he left because she had to call him. He left. So you that upset you want to put your hands on her? Why you? And here's my other thing. Why, if you was feeling like that, you should have did that while he was there. Why you doing that type of bully stuff? If you really felt that way, it should have been on site when he showed up. You should have. This is unacceptable. It should have just been a problem. Why would you wait for him to go? It's like you wait and you try to accost her and bully her after she had no help. And you must have assessed the other broad y'all was with, because clearly you said only one person tried to stop it, and they must not have been strong enough. We're not doing all that. Where's the being grown? I feel that type of way. I just want to travel with you no more. This will be your first and last.
I'm a fighter. Yeah. My ass
but watch this. If I really felt that strongly about it, and it didn't affect my emotion, my money, my time, I still had a good time, I'm going to talk to you about it after, let you know, and boop, boop, boop. We will never, ever, I done wrote that down. I will never do a girls trip with you again. I don't even got to tell you. It just won't happen no more. Because you don't, if I have to explain to you, and I'm not, this may sound weird, I've never been a girls trip type of girl, like a woman, girl, even younger. I feel the same way about men traveling in packs. I've been a lone wolf. I don't mind going having some lunch, you know, with a friend, or, you know, going having some wine, you know, things like that. But I don't have have to have that type of interaction. Like, we got to have a whole girls trip and get together. And this was in my bowl, like my spicy bowl. We can segue that, and they're like getting together and talking about your sex life with your friends. Some things for me, I'm just not about that. And those are things that are a part of girls trips sometimes, you know, talking about sex life and things you did, and that stuff be coming out on the back end and other places. You know, why do I need to tell you about my sex life? Hell, if it ain't working, I definitely need to be discussing that with my man. We need to be figuring that out. Why am I telling you? Are you a sex therapist? Is this on the books now? Like, are you trying to give me some pointers, or why do I need to tell you whether, you know, it's so good or whatever? Like, that should be exemplified in how happy I am within my relationship. Like, it must be good all around. It don't look like nothing's bad. But I just think that everybody has a different set of boundaries and communication and different needs. I've never been a girls trip type of person. I could travel somewhere with somebody. We might connect a couple of times, and they doing their own explore thing. We both in the same place. We met up a couple of times. We might have met up at the end of the day for dinner, and they went and explored. And if we're couples, I'm not for that either. Like, people traveling in these packs. First of all, I just feel like people kind of change up sometimes in different scenarios and things like that. And if I catch the feeling of it, or, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm side-eyeing you, it could change the whole turn of, you know, the energy of the trip. So I try to be real careful, you know, with people. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like these trips and people fighting and stuff like that, this is getting old.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to read some of these comments. So, Arkansas Barbie said if it's a girls trip, then no man. Meredith said it's called a girls trip for a reason, though, but it's also so deep. It's not that deep that you need to attack your friend. Journey of Legend said, damn, that's crazy. Got to put your back against the wall and get down. And Arkansas said, you got to be able to trust the people you with. I was always taught if it's between you and someone else, you always have to make sure you get home. And Journey of Legend said, stop being in the same room, huh? LOL. Never was into sharing.
And that comment you made with Arkansas Barbie, it's interesting. I just dissected. If it becomes down to you and someone else, you got to get home. And that's exactly the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no dig on anything she said. I roll by myself. Because I'm not going with nobody, and we both don't got to get home. That's why I'm that kind of person. So my squad is literally, I go out, you know, I do things together with my son. I would do things together with my daughter and my husband. Because if somebody shoot up the movie theater, if it goes down at the winery, wherever we are, they're going to have to kill us all. That's it. They going to have to give us all the work, because we either all leaving or we all dying. You know, I remember there was a girl, we were doing a job together, and she was saying how her best friend, literally, like, there was shooting that happened at a club. There was some shooting that happened, and the friend ran and left her in the club. And, you know, later on afterwards, she said, I'm sorry that I left you. I just got scared when all the shooting happened, and I thought you were behind me. And so, me personally, I would have never gone anywhere again with that person. You know, I'm not going to hold it against you, but I did see what your priority is, and I totally get it. But I'm not going nowhere with you, because being put reverse in that situation, I wouldn't have left you. We would have both been trying to figure out how to get out of there, or how we can disarm the gunman. And that may seem very extreme for somebody, or a far stretch, but I don't want to go out and eat with anyone or be in a place where if something goes down, you know, it's all about me. And I'm saying that I know that things can happen where you're maybe at an event, you know, and there are other people there that you know, but I'm talking about when you planning stuff like a girls trip, when you're planning things like, you know, we're going to happy hour and things like that. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do all that. And I have to feel like in the event that something happens, I'm alone. I'm not asking for anybody to die for me. What I am asking is that we have some damn a value of life and respect. We came in here together. All of a sudden, we all separate. Not better you than me. You know, we shouldn't have, I'm not doing no drinking, no happy hours, no nothing with you because I don't really rock with you like that. You know? And so, I mean, again, that could seem very far-fetched for some people, but not for me. And that's why I've been a loner for a very long time. You're not going to see me in groups of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 girls or, you know, couples, we all out and stuff. It's too much to have to think about. You know, I might want to kill the person I came with now because the way they acted. You know what I mean? I don't want to think about that. And people's integrity and just who they are. You know, people aren't who they present themselves to be. And people have a lot of underlying issues and jealousy and unresolved emotion, you know, emotional trauma and stuff. And they take that out on other people. They bully them and stuff. And I just can't. You ain't worth the risk for me. You might be a great person, but I'm not risking it all going out of the country with you. I'm not risking it all doing some happy hours with you. I just won't do it. If it's like that, you at least should be in a place where you can control the narrative. Shit, if you don't really like a person, I'm not saying invite them to your house. But shit, if you really don't know, you got a better chance in your house than you do at a public restaurant. And that's a, you just have to hang out with this person and kind of get to know more about them. Because you off in the world and something is going on, you're on your own. And that can't feel good.
Journey of Legend said too much you have to think about when traveling in groups.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah. That's horrible that happened. So she got assaulted.
Yeah, I mean, it clicked off, but yeah, the girl got into the bathroom, the phone dropped, and that's when it ended.
So what kind of question would that be? when traveling,
but no, we just dissected the whole thing on many fronts.
When you
so
travel
no question at this point. Watch your back. Watch your back. Pay attention to who your friends are, who you travel with. Like really start dissecting your friendships like you're solving a murder case. Okay, put the picture on the thing. Get the red little dots and the red yarn, and start really dissecting who they are and narrow that shit down and shed their asses. And that's just that. And then if you end up being alone, travel alone, then that's what was meant for you. That's what God had in store for you, to be alone, okay? Okay.
Well, you know I'm gonna go to my spicy bowl because you just made it.
Well, while you spice it up, I'm gonna just grab some more tea.
Yeah, be careful when you're making these plans to go out the country and travel to places and who you traveling with. I'm not saying they got to be able to die or take a bullet for you, but goodness, just know that they aren't gonna. The danger's not from within. They're not gonna attack you if you guys have a disagreement or, you know, want to fight with you and stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy, and I never heard of stuff like that until now. I didn't have that type of stuff happening growing up.
Me neither. Shit. Even if you travel locally, I don't care if you're going down the block. Bitch, you better know who you going to the happy hour with. Okay.
I'm gonna go to my spicy bowl. Keep it spicy. Are strip clubs a gateway to cheating? That'll keep it light. So, just to kind of, you know, I'm sure I would say it's self-explanatory, but if I dive, do you feel like a man or a woman going to a strip club is a gateway or opening for cheating to start? Because they're going and they're indulging in this this fantasy world, because it's fantasy, because I'm paying you, but ain't nothing happening while I'm paying you, or maybe it could be offered, for a little extra money, you could get a private dance and other things. Do you feel like that a strip, going to strip clubs and entertaining strippers, is that the, the gateway to cheating? I think even on Best Man, I haven't seen this last one, I'm not rushing to, but remember he did something. They did something with the stripper. I never, like, bachelor parties. It's like, hire strippers. This is your last hoorah. Like, are you supposed to? I'm not saying that, but like, you get all this enticement. If he does get drunk and have sex with the stripper at the party of his bachelor party, what was supposed to happen? Was he supposed to tempt himself and refrain and be tempted and refrain? Like, how does that work? Yeah, I've always often wondered that. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Is the strip club the gateway to cheating?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer this because I don't want to be biased, but I do feel like it is a potential gateway to damn, what was the word? I just lost my train of thought. It's a gateway to temptation, which can definitely lead to cheating. I don't really know the purpose of strip clubs. I mean, I've been to a few, not the men ones because they just creep me out. But I mean, I guess it's entertainment, but I feel like sometimes you can get hooked on going. That could lead to temptation, and that could lead to some form of cheating. It could be emotional cheating. Who knows? You might go spend your paycheck on the stripper. Shit, that's cheating your family out of their meals and the bills. So I guess it is a gateway to cheating if we want to dissect and break shit down realistically. Did you buy Pampers? Did you buy milk? Did you pay your phone bill? Did you pay the light bill? Did you pay the rent? Some people are actually in there like all the time. So it's like, it's their life. So yeah, it's a gateway to cheating. You're cheating your life. And if you got a partner and stuff, yeah, it's a form of cheating, I guess, because you're spending all your money there and your family is breaking down and tearing apart. So I guess in a sense, it could be a gateway to a whole bunch of shit that maybe you're not ready for, and go.
No,
said,
that's
wow,
why
I didn't see it like that.
Because you were like, I like the way you went through it. You're cheating your family out of meals. I like it.
I mean, yeah. Just as you go tell a woman, stop going shopping and stop throwing our money at these asses. Okay? We don't work hard to fund other motherfuckers' lifestyles. Okay? We don't. Not over here, we don't. So I'm sorry, I just have to break it.
It is.
That's a good perspective.
You didn't even go to cheating with a woman. You went to cheating them out of diapers and food and cheat. Like, that was a really great perspective to take it to, because that is, you are cheating somebody out of the finances that should be going to the home if you do get addicted to this fantasy stripper world, That's different. I know, like,
what's that song? Mama need hustle hard. Mama needs baby needs some clothes. Mama, baby needs some milk. Hustle hard.
Hustle hard.
Yep. Shoot. You better save them dollars. Go put them in that piggy bank or that IRA or something, that little educational fund or something, stock or something. I'll make you a little jiffy emoji of a woman twerking while you putting the electronic payment in the little stock portfolio, put that, go hit that, make that transfer. Make that transfer.
Make that transfer.
I'm sorry.
It's legit doing all this. That's wild. Give a little leg, take it right back. Give a little leg, take it right back. You know you got to put a little more in there to get some more. Right. You got to put a little more out there to get a little. Come on, don't you want to see some more? Give me that money.
Oh
my goodness. That was a good way to look at it. And I definitely wasn't looking at it that way. I've always felt like I feel like it can be a gateway if I have a problem with people entertaining with what they don't have at home. How can you not be open to something at some point if what you have at home is not even close to what you're going and you're paying? You are paying. You need to understand there's a transaction of money. You're spending your money. You spend money on things that you cannot attain any other way, right? I have to give you this. So I'm not knocking no dudes, but I've always felt weird about a man paying for ass in any kind of way. You know, they in there making it. I'm like, so you just a big trick. That's how I feel about it. Not everybody else. So you go in there and she throws her body all around, and that's no dig on them. They getting their money. I just feel like you went and spent a portion of your money, and I don't care if it's like because I can. What is it that person does where you equates to you giving up cash? You can admire beautiful women in the world. There's Instagram. There's all kinds of stuff. You need to start really looking at why you're there. You know, what's the whole pool of, you know, this transaction is happening between you and this person. So I feel like it's a gateway to something else. I feel like if I've made it a point to, I get it if you went for a bachelorette party or somebody was having a party, but if you go to the strip club, you go with the intention to spend on somebody in there, and you go frequently, I feel like a person needs to delve a little deeper to know how they ended up there. This was not some sort of, you know, like I said, a bachelorette thing or bachelor's party, or somebody had a birthday party and it was stripper themed and that's how you ended up there. You went to the strip club. How did you get there? And you're in a relationship. How did you get there? Because I like the way.
And you can get ass in your relationship. A woman, your partner can make it clap, pussy pop on the handstand, twerk and work, and do all kinds of things that the stripper can do. Maybe not to their level. Well, it depends on the level of strip club you go to. So why are you paying for it when you can get it at home?
That's where the gateway comes in. I think a lot of men that go can't get the type of entertainment or things they're seeing at the strip club at home, and they already have started the cycle of paying. So why not? If I could get more, why not? I just feel like I've never liked the strip clubs. I've never been for the man or the woman. I do like burlesque dancing. I think that shit is dope. It's like, ooh,
I love
and
burlesque.
It's like what they put into it, and I just love it. I've been to 3 or 4 burlesque shows now, and I love to go to another one. I think the way they put everything together, how the sexy part of it, I applaud them. And you're not throwing fucking cash at them either. Not to downgrade the stripper. But what I'm saying is if you know that you're lacking something and that's why you go to the strip club, that's already a red flag. Because that's equivalent to me knowing I'm lacking something in my relationship and I'm intentionally putting myself around another dude or men that give me that. Whether it's looks, whether I want something else that's more appealing to me. And I feel like if that was broken down to a man or woman more, they have a better understanding. You go to the strip club, I go hang out at this bar where these men are. They just dote on me. They buy me drinks. They love me. They would love to get in my pants if I would let them. But I don't do nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I
see the disconnect there? No one's communicating the lack
It's
in
like,
a relationship.
I don't do nothing, no, or I make sure every Friday I go to the bar because I know the men there are going to be on me. All I got to do is buy me a few drinks, and they're going to come. I don't even have my ring on. I'm just in there, and I get doted on and loved on, and they keep making their advances. But I don't ever go home with nobody, though. I go back home to you. You got to, like, you know, really get to – yeah, that's the root, but that's how I feel about strip clubs. That's my feeling. Don't make it right.
Yep.
But why am I positioning myself for an ass that I obviously like so much? I'm paying to see it. She making it clap, spreading it. She's doing all kind of stuff. That doesn't stimulate or get my mind going. And it's really messed up if you got a woman at home that ain't doing none of that. I'm not saying she has to, but your ass knew when you married this woman, she wasn't making it clap. That she wasn't going to wear these types of things or twerk it or pop it on a handstand. She's not open to it. That's who she is. She's a good girl, whatever it is. So you are entertaining something that's not even close to what you got going on at home. Right?
Mm-hmm. So I have a question to that then. The gateway to cheating in the strip clubs, would men following a whole bunch of scantily clad, half-naked, butt-naked women on Instagram a gateway to cheating, or subscribing to women's OnlyFans a gateway to cheating?
That's the lady strip club. That's just the new one. Because the stuff...
Because
the OnlyFans, yes, but the cheap ones are on Instagram. Because those girls, it be this much from not seeing the lips. This, they got everything. You can see the nipples, they clapping, you can see the cheeks, everything. So that's the cheap man strip club. If I'm with somebody that's following that many scantily clad women, and it's like, first of all, do you hire bottle service? Models? It has to be a reason. It has to be a reason to me, because and I'm not saying for a woman to compare herself, but that's kind of odd. These women look nothing close to what you married, like Derek Jackson and his wife. You know, I got a problem. Like, it got to be something there. It has to be something. You might have a freak in the bedroom, but she don't show everybody she a freak. So he looks at the freaky girls and you laughing because you like, you know what I'm saying? But when it's a drastic contrast between what he's entertaining visually, what he's spending his money on at the clubs or whatever, that's a problem. I'm offended actually. I'm offended. I have nothing wrong with a man, even within a relationship, admiring a beautiful woman. There are pretty women in the world. But when you start following a whole bunch of them on Instagram, like, googly eyes, heart, or you start making sure you got enough left over in your paycheck, or you taking money because you need to go make sure Tammy at the strip club, you know, you get a lap dance from her. You need to see what she got her cheeks out in tonight. The math ain't mathing. I got a problem. You should have, and this is when you honest with yourself. Who you're in relationship with, I believe, should be somewhat reflective of what you desire, sexually too. Don't give me that bullshit. Well, then you settle. I'm not saying she gotta be able to dance on the pole. But there needs to be some contrast there. You get what I mean? There has to be.
Yeah. You knew she wasn't a freak when you started dating her. You know, you knew she didn't have some sort of freaky tendencies to role play and stuff.
So it's like,
when you was dating
how do you go to, I want her to spread her cheeks and clap it, but you know your wife at home is not going to ever, she would never be open to that. She would never give you a lap dance. She would never simulate these things that you're paying for. I'm not saying it makes her bad or you bad. I'm just saying there's a lack of honesty there, and it might not be a good fit if that's a high priority on your pie chart or your list of what you need to have.
Clearly, it is high priority because your ass at the strip club spending rent money.
And that goes back to that thing, even with marriage, all of it. Be honest. Do not lie. Be honest. If you know you like dark skin, light skin, big eyes, small eyes, lemon nose, whatever.
Curvy, big breasts, big butt, whatever.
Do not settle based on, well, that was my only option. Just stay single and go to the fucking strip club. And pay. And have some good female friends in your life. It might cook you a meal sometimes because you the homie or you their best friend and look out. But go pay for butt. Go pay for the broad. Go pay for ass. Don't put somebody in relationship with you and they don't have a damn fighting chance. They don't even know you're off in this fantasy world. And I'm talking about guy or girl because I got an issue with these celebrity crushes too. I have an issue with women outwardly following. We've had The Rock. That's oh my God, I just love him. He just, oh my God. And your husband openly knows you over there salivating over The Rock. You know, if The Rock gave me a chance, he could get it. It's like, how disrespectful. I can say he's an attractive man, which The Rock don't do it for me, but if that was it, you know, I've seen people, I'm like, he's attractive. He look good. But not so much so where I'm saying my husband already knows. If he wanted, he could get it. I would cheat with him because he is you. There should be something within your relationship that is reflective to what you end up with. Does that make sense, or is it just like I couldn't find nobody?
It does make sense. Like, I don't want to be with no man who don't want to be sexual. You know what I'm saying? If I got a high sex drive, I'm gonna need you to have somewhat of high sex drive or meet me in the middle. I don't want to be with a man that's like, I'm not really feeling it. Like, no. If I need it, I need it. Or if I want to play role play or something, I want to play role play. I think, again, that goes to communication in the beginning of the relationship. Back when I was out dating and growing up, we asked about our freak level shit, you know, so you can get an idea of who you're potentially about to date or be with for a while. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking to a woman and her freak level or whatever is -5, what are you going to get with her with? She might have everything else, but that's going to be somewhere missing for you, which is going to make you want to go cheat or go to strip club or
and I think you have to
you know what I'm saying?
What's the big percentage of that? Is that a deal breaker? I think that some people, it's not a big thing on their list of priorities, so they probably wouldn't end up at the strip club because maybe, you know, physical is not a big thing. They'd rather someone that's loyal and supportive, and they're like, that's a fantasy. I don't need that. These are bigger things on my list of what I need from my partner in a relationship. But the biggest thing, like you said, I say, fucking be honest, dude, and be unapologetically honest. You know, don't make somebody think that there is something there, the attraction, the commitment, the connection. You got all these things, and you really don't. They kind of just snatched you up because those were their options. I heard a guy say, I sent it the other day, your girl that's a 7 or a 6 is really a 10 on somebody else's table. So let her go be a 10 to somebody else. You know, you over here, you were like, shit, I got a 7 or a 6. I don't think I could ever get a 10. I guess I'll get her. But I'm going to be gawking and spending and seeing if I can dip my stick over in a 10 because that's what I really want. I can't maintain a 10, but maybe I can, you know, hit some on the side and pay to see some every now. That's some bull. Because she's a 10, who you with is a 10 on somebody else's table. So let her go be a 10 and or him be a 10 to somebody else. Don't get with some dude and act like, you know how the joke is, ooh, how she get him? Why is he with her? You know he must have good credit, girl, because he is not attractive. It's like, what? Don't tie up no man's time, and he don't do it for you like that. You don't want to be seen in public with him nowhere. You don't want, like, I just don't want to be bothered. He gets on my nerves. But, girl, he got money, he got good credit, and he spoils me. He treats me the way I want to be treated, but him over there, oh, my God, you all into him. It's just wrong and disrespectful, you know, and I just think that people aren't honest. And so I think we both agree, you know, and it doesn't make it law. Strip clubs are the gateway to, as you broke it down, cheating in multiple ways. Not just cheating with a person, cheating on the groceries, cheating out the household fun and everything else. You know, I feel like that's in my bowl too. I just feel like when you start you're doing something more than regular. You need to make sure you kind of assessing why you're doing it. Why am I going to the strip club? Why am I spending so much money there? Why is this taking up a chunk of my time? And why can't I find this at home?
Yeah.
And it's not about, my wife can't do that. Yeah. It's like you said, no, but what does she do? There's some element of sensuality, sexual, freaky, whatever it is that you like that. So you have to have seen that in your mate. How did you get that? And you really like that? How did it happen? Let me know. Like the math ain't mathing. Let me know. How did you get with, like, Derek Jackson? Derek Jackson, they said he with IG models now. We saw him. We came on with the bondage and everything. That was not reflective of what he ended up with or what he was cheating with. And she showed us that. She couldn't have had me.
Lace fronts and no clothes.
With that damn bonnet on my head.
I mean, sis could have got together something.
You represent who you with. This man already has a platform. If they never saw me, I would have been sharp when I came out because I still represent him. It's like, this is who he's in relationship with. So if she was going through something, even if you didn't want to do it for yourself, you should have just done it so it represented him well. And then you could have went back with the bonnet and everything after the camera went off. But because he has a platform and because he's who he is, you got to show up for your mate too. I think a lot of times people don't even understand how selfish it is, you know, where I saw, what's that guy that got Kevin Samuels that passed away? He was saying to this, he asked this woman, he said, he said, you know, I hope it doesn't happen, but right now, if your husband gave you divorce papers, would you still keep the weight on? I guess she had gained some weight. She was like, no, I'd immediately hit the gym and try to lose 60 pounds. And he said, why? She said, because I'm back out there. And he said, and that's the problem. You should always be putting forth your best foot in your relationship. You and your partner know everything that's going on, the good, the bad. You either communicate and you're trying to do your best to keep everything going well and better, just getting better as the relationship ages. There ain't no way it shouldn't be about, girl, I already got him. I don't need to do all that. I don't care about these girls coming out here with their butts out and everything. He my man. It's like, you don't desire to look good first and foremost for yourself. But if you want to be like, I don't care, don't do him like that. Don't you represent him. You have his last name. Why are you showing up looking toe up? And that man had a platform.
Yeah.
You know, even if you going out, why do you want to go out looking like a bum? With who you with? You need to.
I mean, sis could have put you could have put a scarf on with a little bun in the back or something through some lipstick.
They got hat wigs now, Elle. She could have put the hat on with the curly hair or the straight hair coming out the back. They got hats with bangs now. They got scarves with bangs. She had options.
Girl.
But I think that
you had options.
I don't know. I know some people will be like, I'm dealing with something mentally. He should have never brought her out. We would have done a podcast, an audio interview, something, because I wouldn't have let you see my mate like that.
Yeah.
If I know that.
Yeah. But that just lets you know that he didn't care because he was already
put her out there
in
so
the
they could really
relationship.
get her. That was his. Remember we talked about exit strategy? That was you said what?
Got him.
Yeah, you're right.
Got him.
That was the beginning of his exit strategy.
And they still coming for her after she condemned and cursed everybody, and then all of a sudden want to start a mastermind for people to pay her money to help them get their lives together.
He knew what he was dealing with, and he was tired, so he said, "Let me expose her. Let me bring her out to the world so they can tear her apart." He brought her out there with that bond. He already knew he was about to start digging in, and he knew once he put her out there, he was like, "Now the party started." He knew she would get up there and say the things and curse the kids and the widows and all that, and that gave him the ammo even more for him to be like, "Do you see what? I couldn't stay there. I love her, but you know." Yeah, he was on some bull when he did that. Because if my partner suffered with mental, emotional, we're going to do a podcast where you can't see him. We're going to do an audio interview. There's going to be a statement released if they need to hear her side. But we're going to be in agreement when you can do it. Are you emotionally available to do this? And all that stuff. He wasn't looking out for her. And that's just my take on it. You're not looking out. Yeah,
and that's when you look out for yourself.
When they coming out looking raggedy, you know what I'm saying, open up their mouth saying crazy stuff, and you know better. And now you let the world know. It's different when you know who you with got some problems and y'all working that out. It's a whole nother thing when you allow them to show the world that they are. You really pretty much are done. You wiping your hands at that point. I don't want no parts of this anymore. I want to be done. Yep. I'm tired of this.
Yep.
You know? Well,
that shit's crazy.
There it is. There, I wouldn't. You guys, if you go to the strip club, I say stay single and go. Spend all your money. It ain't no. When you're single, it's not nobody else's money but your own.
Yeah, and communicate with the person you're dating, so y'all can be on the same level sexually, so you don't have to feel the need to go.
But
feed into temptation.
Else the guy or the girl is telling them, because I like to go both ways. If the guy is telling the woman, "I need you to be more spicy. I want you to do these things for me," and she's like, "I don't do that," or vice versa. The girl is telling the guy, "I need these things from you. I need, the sex and the this and that," and he's just like, "I'm trying." Like, gosh, what do you do then? What if they're like, "Shit, I told her that's why I go to the strip club because she ain't doing it." I'm just saying, like,
I'd be like, dang, like, meet me halfway. Do we need to go to some sex workshops? Or I feel like there's so many things that you can do now to spice up your relationship, to better yourself. You guys can do things if you don't feel comfortable going off separately to get help. I think doing sex relationship, like workshop type things, to find each other's kinks and to discover things sexually that maybe you hadn't discovered in each other. And that in itself can be a start. I just think that there has to be an open mind about it. Because when it's sex, people get so closed off, it can often be an uncomfortable topic. But if I'm trying to work with you, then work back with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's go figure out how we can get this better, so I can be pleased,
and that's for both the guy or the girl. Yeah,
for both. Yeah, go watch Goop, the sex workshops. They got hella kinks up on there.
Is
go
that
watch
what
Goop on Netflix. The Goop. Yeah, because she got 2 seasons, but the second one, the couples, all kinds of couples too, finding little kinks with their partners and stuff. So it's like, go to sex therapy or go to sex workshops, and don't be afraid to touch your partner in certain ways or say dirty things. Like, explore and find what works for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because you might discover that an ass clap don't do it for you. Something else that the woman does for you might work when you go to a workshop. You know what I'm saying? Your sex therapy, whatever it's called, and vice versa. So that's my thing. Like, if you got to seek third-party help, seek third-party help. It's okay. You'll discover a lot. Hell, go on YouTube. You can find everything on YouTube. I'm pretty sure if you type in
the resources are there.
resources are there, free, paid, whatever. All
So
tax
if
brackets.
somebody says, I am going, I go to therapy to the strip club, I pay the stripper to do the things my wife wants.
That ain't therapy. Because that is not helping you back in your relationship. That's not making your woman more sexual or kinky, and vice versa. Going to pay that, you guys need to go find somewhere where you're face to face and discovering or rediscovering your sexuality, levels of sexuality between each other, or finding out what your partner truly likes. He might like an ass shake, but he might not. He might like some other things. Maybe the ass shake is all he knows.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? The ass shake might be all he knows. He might not know a whisper in the ear, a touch of the neck or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do the work. Do the work.
That makes sense.
That's my thought to it. I just feel like there's always an answer to something. There's always a solution if we just dig deep and find it, if we want to. Because if it boils down to, do you want to, or do you want to go just throw the money? You want to go throw the milk money? Because oat milk ain't cheap, motherfucker. Okay? And wipes and Pampers ain't either. And food ain't
they
cheap.
cheating on their family.
For real, cheating on your family, cheating on your life.
You really cheat, don't be.
For real.
You cheat the groceries, you cheat everything. You cheating the light bill, all of it.
For real, you just cheating. You. Nah. That money did not go on the budget spreadsheet. Strip club does not equal entertainment, okay?
Well,
that's our Netflix subscription and Hulu and Amazon. Go watch Striptease with Homegirl from Saved by the Bell. or the Demi Moore. What's it? Demi Moore? Was she a stripper or something too?
No, the girl Saved by the Bell was Striptease. But I feel like Demi Moore was Striptease too.
Oh, maybe she was in it too. But
like that's
there's
all
your entertainment.
That's the Hulu. That's
all we got.
Ooh. Well, as always, it's been very enlightening. Those are good topics.
Yeah.
And I just see Journey of a Legend. I don't see, are those both Journey of a Legend in there? What were those?
Yeah. He just said, I see what you mean, and that's definitely something I
know. I didn't either. You definitely changed my perspective on the cheat. I was not thinking about that. Well, but it was good. Good information.
Got they big, bitch. Got they big. You'll be thinking small.
You get paid off of those memes, man. There needs to be some kind of way. Like when you was like, got him. I just saw him again on this thing. I haven't seen him in so long, but I was watching the thing just to see him again because got him. He was hilarious. And then that we got to see big, bitch, you think a little, we got small, big. Yeah, and
that one is hilarious.
Inserts and stuff all the time. It's like, dang, how do people get paid? That's off of if Jay-Z can get paid off his likeness and your likeness is circulating like that, somebody gonna come figure out a way how people can get paid off of it, especially when you use it that many times. It's like you gotta pay for the GIF or something. It's not free. You gotta pay for it. I'm gonna do it, but now it's all locked down. You use it, you pay. And that's how that goes.
Exactly.
Well, I'm glad we were able to rock and roll, that you showed up, even though you're drinking your tea and stuff.
Yes.
I'm glad Arkansas Barbie, I'm not sure if she's still there, came through after giving birth. That is not no small feat, because I can't say I would have been here. So thanks for coming for a minute or staying the whole time. And I look forward to seeing everybody next week. If you pinned it already, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can shoot those to us at watchsippinglive@gmail.com. And if we get it before the live, then I can include it within, the live. We'll ask the question or throw it in there somehow. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday, same time, same channel. Hope you guys have a great upcoming week and that your New Year's off to a great start and you haven't broken any of your resolutions thus far. So see you.
Well, hopefully you broke your resolutions, but not your intentions.
Okay. Look, you went around it. Okay. Just do well, y'all. Do well. Do well. And until then, cheers, guys. We'll see you next week. Cheers.